Hello, it's Deanne Munoz, and welcome back to the Unleash Your Sexy podcast. And the crowd goes wild. I'm super excited for today's episode. We have this gorgeous woman in the house, you guys. If you guys can't see it from here, but let me just tell you, there's this delicious food on here that you've inspired me for every podcast now. Like, I need to have some food on the table because this is everything.
Yes,
like I'm like
have to have some
sitting here salivating at this, and it's just not like food, you guys. It's like the presentation is just juicy, colorful. It smells amazing. I'm just like super excited, and we're just barely starting, you guys.
I know. You haven't even tasted it yet.
Exactly. Okay, so our topic for today is, what was it again? Okay, eat. Okay, so you do what you do best, babe.
Okay, so I am Erin. I have been a chef for almost 15 years. My brand now is, as I've evolved as a woman, is intertwining two of my favorite things, sex and food. It is
I got chills when she said that.
It is so important to me that women embrace their sexuality and sexual confidence. I worked with all men for a majority of my career, where I learned how to love being a woman and how much I stuck out and how much my impact impacted the kitchen, just my energy. And so I put that into my own brand. And I think that when you eat sexy, you feel sexy, meaning you eat something that's beautiful, but you also eat something that is from the earth. I always tell my clients, if you have to do too much for your food or go through a drive-through, you probably shouldn't be fucking putting that in your body. You know?
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this because recently, interesting enough, I'm reading a book called The Gene Keys.
Yeah.
Right. And the Gene Keys has completely changed my way of eating, which I've never seen.
I see you with your acai bowls, honey.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I always call it acai bowls. And my daughter goes, Mom, that's not how you say it. I'm like, acai.
Yeah.
Acai. I always say acai. And it's because I read this book, right? And it's similar to the I Ching. So it's kind of like a Bible version. It's kind of a book where you let it land open and you just read that message on that page. Because, I mean, just one sentence alone is powerful. But in it, the whole entire thing talks about your genes and how your genes carry a vibrational frequency that is actually measurable in your cell membranes. And that's every atom in your body. So it's just going too scientific beyond just what we spiritually believe. Science says when you put food that is alive into your body, that it genetically heals diseases.
I believe that whatever the cavemen, Jesus, God, whoever the fuck
can I have
was
a caveman?
Same.
Can I get a caveman?
Can I get two?
Yes.
I think that whatever the earth provides us, that should be our natural diet.
Ooh.
And I always tell my clients, if it didn't grow from a plant or it wasn't put here on earth, don't fucking put it in your body because it was not meant to be.
I'm loving this.
So
I'm loving this because that's the complete, it's more than just science, but it's
it is what it is.
It's just self-love. Self-love says I honor myself.
Yep.
I honor my body. I honor my atoms, my cell membranes. I honor myself and love myself so much that I only want to put food.
Yep.
That's going to be vibrationally in alignment with creating a higher consciousness, elevation, higher frequency. And just the whole part too, just all diseases are caused from eating unhealthy. And
it all starts
trauma.
within.
But but I just love this book. Ever since I read that, now every time I eat anything,
you're aware.
Yeah, no, I'm very okay, well, is this alive? Is this not alive? And it's interesting because it hasn't got to the part yet about meat or anything. But I just hear other people being like, oh, dead carcass is dead energy. I was like, haven't got there yet in the book yet. So I'm not going to go into that.
I hear that too.
But I just love the fact that that's why now, every morning, I'll have, I make sure I have the organic pressed juices I order them like in 3-day packs.
Super important.
So I can have that first thing in the morning when I wake up. So it's the first thing my body's like
You
ingesting.
cleanse.
Yes. Right? And then I'll like, it comes with little shots. And then I have my acai.
Your
bowl.
acai, yes.
You guys, I always call it a acai bowl, and it drives my daughter crazy. Because I want to create the highest possible vibrational frequency that I could operate at. Because for me, I just know, like, you know, from my early 20s, like I suffered hardcore from like drug addiction and depression. So for me to learn that the vibrational frequency of food that's alive can allow me to be at a higher consciousness now, which I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Like I'm in alignment with that. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like nobody teaches you that part.
No one.
Growing up. You know, so it's like, okay, I get it. And it's interesting too, because when I'm hungover, right, which, you know, alcohol is a poison when it's in a large amount.
Right.
And I crave chili cheese fries, a big juicy, greasy cheeseburger.
That's going to cause a blockage
Right.
here. That's going to cause blockages. Exactly.
Which energetically, when you're hungover, you can't get out of bed. You're cranky. You're sensitive. You're tired, which is in alignment with.
You're just not at your 100%.
poison. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah. So, you know, I wholeheartedly believe in that. I think that beauty, confidence, and health starts from within. People don't understand like how health or how important sexual confidence is, or mental health. I think that when you eat clean, you're able to have a lot of clarity up here, but then also too, like I've grown up with a lot of indigestion problems, and like I love sex. So like for a long time, like I'd be so bloated or whatever, and like I was like, fuck, like I need to get rid of this. And so a lot of the food that like I make is actually, you know, it's cleansing, it's hearty, it's delicious, but it's also really, really, really great for your insides, period. I can tell you what everything here is like good for in your body.
Right.
And I think that food is medicine.
Ooh,
And
medicine.
food
I
is
love
needed.
medicine.
So I think that, and also sex is medicine, and sex is needed.
Medicine. It's all medicine.
It's what humanity craves: food and sex, period. You're human.
Yeah, and definitely, you know, when we're relating sex to food in Tantra, they teach you how with all your senses to just give gratitude and literally be in the moment for whatever you're doing, whether it's praying or cleaning or shopping or eating. It's like literally honoring the food and saying like, wow, thank you to the people who planted it. Thank you for the people who picked it. Thank you to the people who put the seeds in. Thank you to the people who watered it. Thank you to the sunshine. Thank you, earth.
For cultivating.
Yeah, like it's so much more than what we, you know, like how, like when do you really take time to say, like, I'm honoring where this came from?
And also a lot of people don't honor the animal. I'm like a huge fan of like not leaving anything to waste
Okay.
at all. Bones, fat, anything that comes from the animal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you do with the bones?
You have
What
to
do
make
you do with the bones?
you have to make a stock, or you
Oh,
know,
okay.
and you can use it for soups, you can use it for sauces, but in respect of the animal, like
Right.
you shouldn't ever like disrespect that, like at all.
Oh, that's a new way of looking at things. I've never ever looked at it that way.
Because just like us, we were put here on earth, animals were too.
Yeah.
And like, listen, I've had like vegan clients that I don't really take on because it's just a shit show. It's too much thinking for me. When it starts to become a job, I don't love
yeah.
it. So I want to be able to love it, because then my energy,
You're putting that love into it.
yes, and my energy shows when I love something. And my clients, I always want to give them like the best energy and the
Yes.
best experience. But like, I think, I mean, I've tried every single diet under the sun, because I've cooked for every single person that's had a million, thousand, billion allergies. And
I have a lot of allergies too.
do you?
All of a sudden, as of April of last year, all of a sudden, like I was hospitalized because my throat shut, and we had no idea, because I'd never in my life even had an allergy, never.
Your body changes as you get older.
Yeah, out of nowhere, I was in the middle of my second pint of pecan ice cream.
Shut up. You have a nut allergy.
Yes.
Oh,
And wait,
no.
every nut but peanuts.
Okay.
The irony, because everyone's allergic to peanuts, not the rest. And I can eat lobster. I can't eat crab.
Okay.
I can eat. I can't eat shrimp. I can't eat clams, but I can eat oysters.
Okay.
It's just like so random.
Certain
It's not
shellfish.
even like if it's just shellfish or peanuts. Like it's just random little ones.
Well, you probably have food sensitivity to the random ones.
Yeah,
And that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I mean, not oysters or lobsters, because those are my baby.
Well, everything here you can eat. Okay?
Okay.
Thank God. That only nuts and certain shellfish.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I prepared for you today just like healthy snacks. Like this right here is just a pita chip with a turmeric and tarragon cream cheese.
Okay,
A little bit of
get the camera and bring it in, mijo.
a little bit of fresh grapefruit. I love grapefruit with tarragon.
So grapefruit,
Yes.
tarragon, pita
So,
chip.
Yes. Pita chip, fresh tarragon and turmeric. Turmeric's a very great like anti-inflammatory.
It's always in my little green juice.
Yeah.
Always.
It's great.
I didn't know what it does, but it's in there.
I put it in a Greek cream cheese. So it's a little healthier.
Yes.
And then some grapefruit segments. And then here I have on top of a cucumber. My dad had just recently caught some grouper from Puerto Vallarta, and I smoked it. So a lot of the flavor is smoky. I made kind of like a tuna salad, but with the grouper. And then
That's perfect because I can't eat tuna.
yeah. No, it's grouper. It's white fish, and then a little bit of scallions on top. So everything is super flavorful. Everything's super healthy. It's fucking delicious. A lot of people, it saddens me that like people think that like when you eat healthy, it has to taste like shit, or they get really like bummed out. Like, I'm starting a diet on Monday. It doesn't have to be dreadful. You know?
It really doesn't. And I really love where you're coming from, because for the first time in my life, since reading this little book, Jinkies, I'm really learning the energy you're putting into it. And food can be delicious. You know, like you can create, you know, a beautiful breakfast of like fruits and exotic fruits. And like, it's about just being like, enjoying it, not the story. People are like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. So that energy is actually going into their food as well.
Exactly. It's like dreading it.
Yeah.
And so, of course, you're already subconsciously saying that you're going to hate it.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't need to be like that.
Definitely.
I would love for you to try whatever you want and let me know your honest feedback.
Okay.
There isn't anything that you're
I'm a
allergic
moaner
to.
when I eat.
Same.
When I eat, I literally I honestly.
You love the food.
I'm one of those people that I'm just like I ingest it. And
Yeah.
people are just like, okay, you're hungry. I'm like, no, like if something tastes amazing, it tastes amazing.
My dad will be so rock hard if he sees that you love his grouper. He has so much pride in the fish that he catches. So, yeah. I smoked it for 3 hours with hickory smoke. Yeah. And I put on top of a cucumber just to kind of mellow it out and be a little refreshing. You know? Yeah. How do you feel?
It's like
Sex in your mouth.
popping,
right?
everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
my whole jaw, all my nerves inside are like popping,
Yeah.
shaking.
Oh my God, good. I'm so glad you love it.
Wow, that's like intense flavor.
It's the smoke.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
I love to smoke a lot of things. I think it does add like a flavor, but without adding calories. You know what I'm saying? It's so amazing. I see you eating out and going out. I see her going out with the baddest bitches, eating at the best restaurants. So I was like, here you go, baby. I want you to have the best.
I love eating too. Like my friends would be like I won't go buy like, you know, I'm not one to go buy like crazy shoes or crazy purses. But I have no problem.
You like experiences.
Spending $400 on a
Same.
nice dinner because I want to be like, like just that enjoyment to me, like I have that over everything.
Yeah. I love it all. I love nice shoes, nice clothes, and I like nice food. So, just putting that out there. Oh my God, I'm so glad you love it. I was nervous. I was going to text you and ask you if you had any food allergies. Now I wish I would have, but I'm glad that everything still fits in the realm.
No, that was perfect. Like perfect.
But I just wanted to surprise you. That was the thing.
Okay, this one, you guys.
Refreshing.
This has like grapefruit and a little purple sexy leaf. I love purple too.
Yeah.
This little purple sexy leaf on it.
For me, I think that fresh herbs and fresh flowers represent like the fresh aspect of what I serve you. I look up the ones that aren't edible and I stay away. Literally, I mean that's honest. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Like who would think about this? It's juicy. Like my mouth is watering.
Oh, thank you
Oh
guys.
my goodness.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you. I love when people enjoy the food that I feel like it goes together. A lot of people are like, oh, well, this ingredient doesn't really go, or oh, this is weird, or oh, I never had this before. And I'm just like, just fucking put it in your mouth.
Taste it.
Are you, before you have sex with a guy, are you going to be like, I never had a guy that looks like you. Of course you fucking haven't. Like, just fucking put it in your mouth. You know?
Wait. You know what's interesting? Because when I was younger, I remember being stubborn about what I could eat. And now that I'm older, like I have this thing where I'll tell people, like if I'm eating something and I think it's delicious, but it tastes, and they're like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like,
automatically.
I'm like, but have you ever tried it? They're like, no, I'm not. And it makes me think, wow, like how much other areas of their life are they losing pleasure?
They're not living.
Because they're so stuck in, no, it has to be this one way. But
in their box.
Like,
yeah.
Like, let's just try everything once.
Exactly.
Try everything once. That's
if
it.
you were to tell me, Erin, I don't really like this, I'd be like, all right, fair enough. A lot of people don't really care for grapefruit. A lot of people are like, oh, it's bitter, blah, blah. If you were to tell me that, listen, I've had worst criticism in the restaurant industry, like clients. I love constructive criticism. I'm just glad that you love it. And I'm glad that you love it too, since you love to cook. Thank you.
Mijo, you can't hear you. No. You're looking at a blank wall over here.
I forgot about that. No, I mean, one, your presentation's amazing.
Thank you.
Two, it's tastes amazing. And three, it's simple. And
It's
I think
simple.
the best things in life are usually simple, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Aren't too complicated.
For me, through my food, I love to, I mean, this is very much like, I was talking to you before the podcast, and I think that no matter what anyone does in life, that your product has to be a walking, talking billboard of yourself. Mm-hmm. And my food is bright and colorful and aesthetically pleasing. Mm-hmm. And it tastes delicious and it's good for you. It's taken me a long time to work on my energy and work on myself, as of a lot of people.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so, you know, I just like my food is like literally a gift, and that's just like
and
how I think of it.
And there's such a huge difference between I feel like the energy also behind the person that's making the food.
For sure.
Because we emanate and we transfer and we're transmuting energy all day long.
Absolutely.
All day long. So it is really interesting because you know, recently I was on a retreat and the people that were the cooks were 3 people that were at the retreat the year before. But they chose to come in for this year to cook for everybody during the retreat because they were coming from a space of love. Mm-hmm. They were knowing, like, you know, all the healing we were doing. So they really came through with like comforting food, but everything was healthy and everything was alive. It was organic. And it was insane because I was thinking I had 7 days of the most incredible food. And it was just made by, they weren't professional chefs, but they just came in and created a space of this food's made with love. Like, enjoy it. You know, go back into the next session and have your session. And it was like the food was just amazing.
Yeah.
You know, because it's the intention.
Yeah. I believe in that. I think that I can tell when someone doesn't put love into their food. I can tell when someone doesn't put love into anything.
And you know what's interesting? It takes somebody who's loving to see that.
Yeah.
Because people who don't ever come from a space of love, they don't know anything else. So they're just like, oh, it's just normal. As opposed to when you are passionate and you're loving, you're just like, you're not.
Yeah. And it takes time. It takes time to figure out what exactly you love and what exactly you're passionate about. But I think that so many people nowadays are chasing clout and chasing money before they ever realize what exactly their purpose is or what they're good at or what they're here for.
Right.
And so, yeah, I just always stay true to like what I know, and that's myself. If I'm like not feeling it, I won't fucking do it. I just won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
It's the energy. Same. I'm gonna keep eating.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Listen, I want her to eat all this. This is all for her.
And it's hydrating her too.
Listen, it's just, but it's light. Like she doesn't feel guilty, you know? Good, as she should. As she should. So yeah, like
what age did you start cooking?
Well, like I said, my dad, I was fortunate enough to grow up with him fishing and hunting all my life. He was adopted and he was raised in Central California or the Bay Area, and he has such a great appreciation for food. So my sister and I were very, very lucky to be raised with food that would expand our palate at a very young age. And much like you, my dad was like, hey, just try it once. If you don't like it, you know.
Eat again.
Exactly. One thing that I fucking hate is when people are like, before they fucking put it in their mouth, I'm like, do you smell a dick before you put it in your mouth? I mean, some men you should.
No, wait.
Some men you should.
Nowadays.
But I mean, oh, come on, ladies. Like, you should know if you ever want to fuck that guy or not based off his fingernails. Okay, like, is he dirty? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's so crazy. I've dated guys where legit I had to carry like fingernails with us, like clippers, because they just never cut them. And like it would be like 7 days later, I'd be like, "Come here." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Sit at the edge of the bed." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Hands out." They're like, "Oh, okay." And
Men don't know.
And I would literally cut their nails every single week.
It's wild.
I would just be like,
It's wild.
It just amazes me, but
Yeah.
I'm known for clipping fingernails.
Well, that's because you care. Like, you care about them, but you also, women don't want to be next to a phony person. We don't, like, you are an extension of us.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Definitely.
of course she's going to clip your shit because you don't know that your shit's fucked up. You know?
It gets so long. I'm like, your nails cannot be longer than mine. Really?
It's, or the dirt. Like, I just can't. It's just gross. Anyway, yeah, I mean.
Okay, so you grew up with your dad.
Yeah,
I
started
what age
cooking.
Did you started cooking?
I grew up seeing him fillet fish and helping him clean the fish, scaling it, all that. My mom is a PE major, so she always served us. They both work 40-hour weeks, but like she always made time for a home cooked meal. And she always made sure there was a vegetable on our plate.
Yeah.
So I feel like, again, everything comes full circle, and I appreciate both of them for how I was raised. But I've grown up helping them cook, but I started cooking professionally like when I graduated culinary school at 19.
Wow.
Yeah, in 2006.
Where'd you go to culinary school?
Le Cordon Bleu in Pasadena.
Oh,
I've heard of it.
Now it's shut down.
Yeah, they shut it down.
They're shiesty.
I used to work out every day right next to the
Yeah.
24 hour. I used to work out. I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah.
Why did they shut down?
I'm not sure why they shut down, but they had a lawsuit for like overcharging
People.
students. Yeah,
Which sounds really fancy.
Yeah, well, Le Cordon Bleu, like there's one in London, there's one in like San Francisco, like, or I'm not in London, I'm sorry, Paris.
Right.
It's popular.
Right.
But I didn't even know I wanted to go to culinary school. I didn't even know. I hated school. And my college counselor was just like, "What do you want to do in life?" And I was like, "Well, I want to be on TV, but I'm not trying to be in theater." Like, I'm not trying to like go to college for that.
Right.
And he's like, in order to walk in my private school, I had to be enrolled in a college. So he was like, well, what do you like to do? So I was like, well, I like to cook. Oh, you do? Okay, great. Here you go. I said, sign me up. I didn't even fucking think about it.
Wow.
And then here I am.
Yeah.
So I've literally evolved and found myself in this industry as a woman.
Right.
Mhm.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
And now what would you say was your main focus right now with your career?
My main focus is being the first chef in a major magazine, whether that's Playboy, Penthouse, Maxim. I want to be the first chef. I don't want to be a chef, or I don't want to be just a girl that does pinup shoots in like a kitchen. I'm actually about it.
Right.
Also expanding my Health.E.Raid to a show has been a main focus.
I love that. I'm feeling that.
No, I don't really dream or care about being on Food Network. I think I'm not cookie cutter. I think I'm more meant for something more raw.
Right.
So right now, like networking, exposure, everything with people that accept me for me.
Right.
And also just connecting with clients that for me, so on my Instagram and everything that you guys are linked to, it says that I'm the chef to everyone sexy as fuck. Sexy as fuck to me means that people who own who they are.
Right.
People who live in their truth and people who love themselves enough to take care of themselves from the inside out. So that's what the fuck I do, and those are my clients.
I love it.
So I want to connect with more people like that.
I love it. I love it. I love the whole.
I don't wear a chef coat either when I cook.
Yeah.
I don't. I wear whatever the fuck I'm comfortable in.
Yeah.
And if
As
you're
you
not
should.
okay with that, don't hire me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I just won't. I won't accept.
Right. She's like, and
Thank you for the cue, honey.
So, yes, let's go.
Thank you. But yeah.
What time we at, Mijo? We're at 27?
Oh, we are good.
Okay. So let's do a commercial.
The sponsors.
Yes. Okay. So we are going to give a shout out to. We have Tameless Me eyelashes for every one of Unleash Your Sexy podcast is done by Tameless Me, who is one of our favorite sponsors. And look how cute and is this open book.
Love.
Eyelashes. Look.
Oh my God. Eyelashes. I love eyelashes.
No, literally. So men who watching, make sure you buy this book for your ladies. And ladies, I know you want one. So hit up Tameless Me. The info is down below. We'll have a direct link on my YouTube when this video is up. And then we also want to give a shout out to our favorite champagne.
Oh my God. Love champagne.
Yes, Belle Route. Or Belle Route. This is by Kering and his wife, Asia. There's a beautiful story behind it that I forgot. But he personally made the logo, designed everything according to like the story behind it. So there's like symbolism in it.
Yeah.
So it's called Beautiful Root. So like where they're at and what they've been going through. So down below, join their Instagram. Also make sure you go and show them love, you guys. Thank you so much to Belly Root. And then the end of the night, we're going to talk about free t-shirts. So we're not done. Okay.
Love it.
Sponsors are over. I'm going to have myself another drink.
I love her style. I really do.
Okay. Next question is, give us some fun bloopers that you've had. Like some embarrassing moments you've had cooking.
Like on my YouTube? Or just period?
Any story, period.
I have a ton of stories. I have a ton of stories in the kitchen. Embarrassing. I don't. Oh my God, I have one.
I knew it.
My sister is gonna die because like she thinks I'm the most disgusting person for this. Okay, so this is not really sexy at all. Okay, guys, so beware. But it was like, okay, so at this time I was working in a restaurant, a hotel restaurant, and it was on Thanksgiving of 20, I'd say 13 or 14.
Right.
I would always get anxiety before, because we would have a seating for Thanksgiving at like 4, and then a Thanksgiving at like a seating at 7, right? Where we would just get rocked. Like all the orders would come in at the same time, blah, blah, blah. That anxiety never went away from me. So I remember one time I was trained, one cook called in sick on Thanksgiving, and they threw me on a station that I knew nothing about. And we had like 500 covers, and I was waiting for all the tickets to come in. It was like the calm before the storm. Mm-hmm. I literally sharted my pants on the line. I did. I'm like an avid sharter, and I think that like I at least shart like once a year. And I think that like women or people don't talk about it enough. It happens to all of us.
Happens to everybody.
Right. And so, that happened to me on the line right before all the tickets came in. I felt, because I was like in a chef coat and then baggy chef pants, and I had my clogs, and I thought it was like just a fart. And everyone knows that like in the kitchen, the fans are on. There's a million different smells in the air. I was like, I used to stay all day farting. I was like, whatever. And I had just gotten back from my lunch because we had to break early because we had service. And so I was just farting. I was like, whatever, cool, I'm just farting. But I was so anxious that I actually shit my pants, and I literally felt it go down like my leg into my clog. And I told my chef, I was like, bro, I gotta go to the fucking bathroom. He's like, bitch, like right now?
Yeah.
Like our shit's about to get rocked right now. I was like, bro, I sharted my pants. He was like, shut the fuck up. I had to show him because I was like, I lifted up my shit and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, bitch, like now, or if you want me to be back.
Right.
He's like,
okay.
He didn't even know what to say. I don't think that men are really prepared for, seeing that. And that's okay, but it's natural. Yeah. I never really used to wear panties. I still don't believe in panties or a bra, but I thank God was wearing underwear that day, and I just threw them out. And I went back upstairs and I threw out my socks, and that Thanksgiving I worked with no socks and no underwear on the line.
I love it.
Yeah. Awesome. So that was definitely a moment where I was like, well, am I embarrassed? I was in the moment. Because I was younger. But now I'm just like, well, it happens. And I was honest. I'm always honest.
Right. As you should be. I love it. Mm-hmm. I love this transparency.
That was awesome.
I love it.
Yep.
Absolutely love it. I have a funny story on that note.
Did you shart too?
Well, I've tried it, but I have a funny story about something similar.
Okay.
So I don't smoke weed.
Same.
Okay, because that makes you super paranoid.
Yeah.
So I happened to be doing a signing at a weed dispensary, like what are they called? Those like fairs, outside fair things.
Oh, like I know what you're saying. Like it's just
festival?
like.
Yeah, like a weed, like cannabis show outside somewhere.
Yeah.
Like Palm Springs somewhere.
Okay.
So like the place I was at, they had a table, right, with dabs. Never even heard of dabs in my life.
Okay.
So the guy next to me has dabs, and I'm sitting here with my 8x10s, and people are taking photos and doing everything. And probably like an hour and a half in, I'm sitting like this, right? And I'm just literally staring at the booth across from me, and I'm like this, and I literally go, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was
you
like,
fall off the chair?
No, my head nods out.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck, I'm high. And I was like, literally, like, how am I high? Like,
you get contact?
And I'm not thinking about anything, but the dab table that is literally, the guy's giving out free dabs next to me.
Oh, shit.
So I don't realize that people just smoking the free dabs is affecting me.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking about it. So I grabbed my security guard and I'm like, okay, give me a drink, hurry up. He's like, why am I giving you a drink? And I'm like, I'm high. He's like, you didn't smoke anything. And I'm like, I have contact high. And so now I started panicking, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to freak out. We're in this big festival. What do I do? Da-da-da. And I'm like, walk me around. Let's go for a walk. So I'm like, walk me around. Like, I'm trying to like not feel the high.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, walk faster. I'm like, where do we go? Where do we go? Maybe we should eat. Maybe we should do this. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and just like cool my head down on my face.
Right.
When I get anxiety, everyone knows I'm like I'm gonna get a panic attack.
That's why I don't smoke weed.
So I go to the bathroom, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die. I sit down, I pee, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I go up to wipe myself. Mind you, I forgot to take my underwear off.
Stop! You pissed through your underwear?
I
I'm
was
dead.
so high. Like, I don't normally wear underwear either. So all
Yeah.
I know is like I was sitting there and I was like, oh, and I went to get up and I went to wipe and I was like the toilet paper wasn't wiping right and I looked down and my underwear were on and I was like, yo, I just fucking peed in my underwear. So I took them off. I put them in the little, where the little tampons go. In the little thing. And I washed my hands. I went out and I grabbed them like, I told you I'm fucking high. He's like, you don't seem high. I'm like, I just pissed my fucking underwear. He's like, what?
Oh my God.
And he was laughing so hard. So that was like forever the story of Jan pissed her pants. And I'm like, I told you I can't have, like, I can't even be
Same.
like, if somebody's in the car and they hotboxing, I'm like, roll down my window. Like,
Yeah.
breathe
You're
a little
super
something.
sensitive to it.
Super.
Same. Alcohol is my thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because I know how to control myself.
Yeah, I'll never forget the fact that
yeah.
I pissed my panties.
That is a fucking great story.
He did not let it go. Like, he was laughing. So we went back to the booth and he's like, hey, everyone, she pissed her panties. And I was like, you're a dick. You were such
You
a
should have
dick.
fucking stuffed your underwear in his mouth. I would have been like, bitch, here.
Probably would have liked it.
And he would have loved it. Men love that kind of shit, you know? AKA why I'm single. But anyway. Anyway.
Give it to them.
Yeah. I'm proud of you. I think that was great. I think
Yeah.
that's epic
It
and
was hilarious.
a great memory. Yeah.
It was funny. Like, literally, to this day, my daughter even tells the stories to people. Like, my mom pissed her pants one time. I'm like, thank you. I love when you share this story.
I literally just learned, not just learned, but my dad, clearly he wanted sons. So he raised my sister and I, he got 2 girls, like boys.
That's how boys.
So he never told us that like pissing in public was illegal. And when I first started in my career, I would drive to Santa Monica, I'd drive to Beverly Hills, and I had to go pee. And this is before I learned the side streets.
Right.
And I would just pull over and piss. And I never saw a problem with it.
Right.
And then someone told me, it was my first client my first private client that I had. She goes, you know that you have to register as a sex offender, like if you get caught doing that and you're like by a child or by a school. I was like, bro, I can't go down like that. Are you serious? I can't go down like that. That's not even my intention.
You're like,
So,
I didn't even know that either.
yeah, like you have to register as a sex offender if you're like, pissing in public or any
Right.
indecent exposure by a school or, if there's like kids in the car, anywhere in public.
Wow.
I know.
I didn't know that.
I went home and I cussed my dad out. I was like, bro, you didn't even tell me this?
Yeah.
He's like, well, when nature calls, like,
Like such a guy.
he was the one that told me, like, if your teachers don't let you go to the bathroom in school, like, you just walk up and go out because you can't hold it. Just go. And I know he meant well, but, like, he never told me that. I was like, dude.
Yeah, if you had to pee, you pee right there and be like, fine, I'll piss my pants right now.
Yeah, I have no shame in my game. Like,
Isn't
if I
there
gotta
rules
go.
now, I think, that in school, right? Like, if a girl has to pee, I think by law, because of UTIs now, I think they have to let little girls go pee now.
That should have been a law, period. I feel.
Yeah, I think it's a new law. They didn't have that when I was little, but I think it's a new thing now because of little girls and UTIs. Because holding it causes UTIs.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, I had chronic UTIs when I was in the kitchen because I was so busy I could never like go.
You just get up to go pee, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
He's all, I'm gonna pee. Okay, so share with me what is one of your favorite things to cook.
So my favorite thing to cook and eat is Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my god!
I love that food brings people together, and I also work out and eat clean all year for Thanksgiving dinner.
Like,
Because I include butter, I include bread, bitch, I include everything. So
Cream, salt, extra salt,
I will
extra cheese in the
I'll
macaroni.
celebrate Thanksgiving for a week if I'm like, oh, I gotta do it with my girls, or oh, I gotta do it with my family, or oh, I'm gonna do it, you know, with different people. I'm like, all right, cool, like let's do Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
I do not like mind cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
Ooh.
But for clients, I just love doing stuff like I did today. Like I just love them to not just to trust me and not have any crazy boundaries and let me
Play.
Yeah, let me play with their palate.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so now, how does it work now? If somebody wants to book you, like you do private, like dinner parties, catering events.
I don't cater. So for me, because I love to connect with my clients and I love to connect with people, I bring not just food, but I bring like an experience and I bring my energy to the dinner or the event. So for me, I only take on maybe 6 at most.
Okay.
Because I don't have a team.
Okay.
And I don't want a team because I mean I have an assistant, like a dishwasher.
Right.
But
Wait, did you just call the dishwasher your assistant or the person
she's
that
both.
washes the dishes?
She's both.
Oh, so that's somebody that washes them.
Yeah, so
Oh,
she comes with me and she sets me up and she's great and she matches my energy. She's the Sagittarius just like me, so we're on the same fucking level. And what matters the most to me is that my food is presented properly, everything is taken the right way, and that my client feels free and comfortable in my presence. When I used to work privately for celebrities or athletes, like I would have to sign an NDA.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, why the fuck am I going to sign an NDA when I can't even brag about you to people?
Right.
When I gave you this amazing experience. So that really, when I was creating what I do now, it really had like a massive play into what I do.
Right.
So for me, I don't take on clients that aren't ready and willing to have me show up as is, be me. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to your grandma. I'm going to talk to your mom. I'm going to talk to your kids. I think it's important to have a rapport so that trust and honesty is built with the client in your own home, especially.
Right.
I have a lot of friends that are like, oh, like you never want to be friends with your clients. Like it's just not professional. And I'm like, no, actually I do. I do because I walk into every client's house like they're no better than me. I'm as cool, if not cooler than them.
Right.
So I want to share an experience with them, and I want them to know that I care about their health as well.
Oh, I love that.
So,
yes. So share with us the fun stuff that you do on YouTube with your stuff.
So I have created Health.E.Raid, which is my YouTube. It's what I post on my YouTube. So Health.E.Raid I created where it's health and then E, my initial for Erin, and then raid. So what I do is and I'm very picky with who I raid, by the way, because you have to be entertaining. You have to match my energy, you know? A lot of people are like one way on social media and then like in person, they're like a complete introvert or, you know, and that's okay. But like,
I see it all the time. I have guests on and I have them on and I'm like,
that's where I learned on my
like
podcast.
6 minutes in and there's nothing left for me to say because they've said yes,
Yes.
no, yes, no.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
On my, yeah.
Sometimes and I'm like,
on my old podcast that I used to have, it was the same thing. We wouldn't meet people until the day of. And I was like, bro, like, this is like fucking pulling teeth. Like, this person's it on social media.
Right,
but like
right.
in person, they ain't shit, you know?
Literally.
So it's really tough. So I really do my homework before I accept a Health.E.Raid. But what a Health.E.Raid is first of all, I want to explain, like, I was jobless at this time, and I wanted to create something that made me happy without money. So Health.E.Raid is that, and I created something where I can be myself, where I have creative freedom, where I get to do what I love and meet new people, and also work with people who are authentically themselves and put them on as well. So Health.E.Raid is that. And what it is I pull up to a person's home. So I love working with adult stars. I love working with drag queens. I love working with gays, trans. I want everything that's taboo to be normalized and put out there. I just love working with people who live in their truth. And so I pull up to their house. I raid their kitchen. And I create a healthy, sexy meal out of whatever I find in their kitchen. I film it myself, I edit it myself, and then I place it on my YouTube. Yeah. So that's what Health.E.Raid is. And if anyone's interested, you can just, my contact info is in the Instagram bio or on my website, www.fuckwithErin.com.
All right. I love it. I'm totally going to go to your YouTube after this tonight.
Thank you.
I'm going to watch it.
Honestly, my Health.E.Raids are real dope. They're really, really like addictive because I think that people crave like authenticity, but they also crave like reality.
Oh, for
and they
sure.
crave like someone that they can relate to.
Oh, yeah. All three. Oh, yeah.
And for me, like if I burn something, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, sorry, I was taking a shot with, my person or whoever the fuck I was with.
Yeah.
Like it's fun and it's real. But it teaches people that they can make something out of what they have rather than going through a drive-through.
Exactly. And almost any, I learned that from my dad because my dad I remember always growing up, we obviously didn't have our fridge full, but he was able every single day
to whip something up.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm like, I didn't even see this in the fridge. He's like, I just did it.
It's important that people know that they can whip something up out of anything in their fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So that's what I do with Health.E.Raid.
I have a question as a guest. Do you have any favorite, like, other than like going like Thanksgiving and all that stuff, but like, do you have your own favorite like cheat meals so when you're not eating healthy and
pizza, In-N-Out,
all right,
and short ribs?
Oh, short ribs.
Oh, short ribs.
You have to tell me how you make your short ribs.
You can never go wrong with short ribs. If anywhere fucks short ribs up, then you should never go again.
I feel bad.
Do you smoke your short?
For me, I mean, it is for me because it's like heavier. Normally, I eat like fish or like turkey, or veggies. So like, I don't really eat red meat often, but I don't completely give it up because I can't. I would never.
Yeah.
I love it. I enjoy it. Lamb, all that shit. I love it. But in my day-to-day, I don't eat it every day.
Okay. I love red meat.
I love it. That's cool. I just wanted to know because I was like, she can't eat healthy all the time.
I'm not a fan of hamburgers.
I'm not either.
Like
just
In-N-Out. Like, even In-N-Out, like, okay, In-N-Out's a bomb, but to me, it's like if
you crave it.
Yeah, probably hungover. Same. But for me, after the short ribs, I'd pick any day.
Oh.
Chili cheese fries. Chili cheese fries is my.
Is that your weakness?
That's my weakness. Is chili cheese fries and elotes. The ones
yeah.
The ones on a corner in the car.
I grew up on that shit.
The other day I was craving them, and I literally went on Uber Eats, and I ordered my first one. Tasted like shit. So I ordered.
They have those on Uber Eats?
Yeah, like just any Mexican place. A lot of them have it.
Oh.
So I ordered the first one, tasted like shit. So I'm gonna Uber Eats, ordered somewhere else.
How do you fuck that up?
Yeah.
Because they use the corn isn't. They don't grill it, and they don't it's not charbroiled.
It's like a dry corn too.
And then it's not even a sweet corn.
Old stale corn.
So it's just like styrofoam.
Yeah.
Either A, it has to be sweet corn, or if not, it needs to be grilled or blackened.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right. So the second place gave it to me, tasted like shit.
Yeah.
So that night I was still like my palate was still like I need a
You're
good
craving
one.
it, right?
I ordered the third one. Third one was the better one, like the best out of the three. Like I was like, hey, at least I could eat this before I go to bed. But I was still like, fuck you guys. I was so mad because
you weren't satisfied.
I just feel like
You know how you like
you're
it.
gonna cheat and you don't get the food.
You need to cheat all the way.
So I'm like, give it
If
to
you're
me.
gonna cheat,
like,
do it all the way.
make my eyes
That's right.
roll in the back of my head. When
Exactly.
I'm like, yes. Chomp,
Exactly.
chomp, 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 chomp.
Men or ladies, if you cheat on your partner and you only like fucking make out with them, your bitch is still gonna dump you. Like, you might as well fuck the shit out of them.
Wait, now
And I do not, you know, promote cheating. But I'm just saying that's like,
all or
an
nothing.
analogy.
Just all or
Right.
nothing.
Right. Like, you can't, you know, just like touch above her waist. Like, no one wants that, honestly. Go all the way.
Like, we don't do nothing halfway over here.
Never. No.
Never,
We
never.
don't. We don't.
Okay, so you go to people's houses, right?
Yeah.
Like celebrities or like, you know, social media stars.
Celebrities, not yet. I
Okay.
want to save celebrities for when I have networked enough, but
Okay.
also when someone is smart enough to give me a reality show.
Okay.
Because that's what I want.
Okay.
I don't think I know. No one is doing it.
Right.
I've already like bought the rights to my show
love.
and everything. Like, I'm ready. I'm
Okay,
waiting to network.
So you show up, right?
Yeah.
And now you have to cook a meal from whatever they have there, right?
yeah.
So it's not like they're gonna be like, okay, let me go to the market. You're just like, no, whatever you have laying around, you're gonna make it into like a masterpiece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, have there been times where you're just like,
Yeah, a lot of them.
You're like a cup of noodles.
It's hard, you know. And one of my inspirations was clearly Chopped for this project that I do.
Uh-huh.
It's probably my favorite show on Food Network, which is why like I love the creativity, but it's also the most realistic to a restaurant, or at least where I worked,
Right.
where we were not allowed to say no to anyone. It's like, fuck the menu. It's like people would order shit that's not on the menu and we couldn't say no. So you had to be well versed and you had to know different cultures and different ingredients and
Right.
how people like their stuff. And so that was just kind of like what I was used to. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I included it. But yeah, so I have had like rough times in people's kitchens.
I really would at my house.
No. There's people that are like, oh no, I've never been, or I haven't been grocery shopping, but they have a gazillion things. But that's the point of a Health.E.Raid is that
Right.
like it's people that think they don't have shit, but you really do. And so that's like the
so
point.
fun.
I want people to
That really
really
sounds like an amazing fucking reality show. Like amazing.
hello. And that's why I'm just like, don't go through the drive-through. Just watch my shit.
Yeah.
So that you can be inspired and you can learn flavors or textures or things that go together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that must be so
Yeah.
fun. I know how when I just look sometimes, I'm just like, we have can of beans, some
I'll pull up on you. I'll pull up on you one day and I'm
cup
gonna
of
raid your shit.
noodles.
I'm gonna raid her shit. Watch. And she's gonna love it. She's going to love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my brother goes grocery shopping.
An angel.
I try to. The times I do, but then I never cook it. So we and because
goes
I
bad.
buy everything live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone eats out.
I'm always in a time like I do this, I do da. So then we have fresh food. So I actually had ordered like a vegetable and fruit produce box that would come once a week.
Okay.
So it came with like avocados, fruits,
Yeah.
vegetables, like a whole bunch of good stuff that I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well if I ever make an omelet, this would be great.
Yeah.
And then it was like a month went by, and then we were like overstocked on oranges and pineapples, and
Oh my God, there's so many amazing
nobody was
things.
doing anything with them, and I was
Yeah.
like, I ended up canceling this box because all the food was rotting.
So that's the thing is that like I like to show people like what they can do with things, you know, with random shit in your kitchen.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a fun video. I'm
That's
excited
gonna
for
be
that one.
the next Health.E.Raid, guys. Stay tuned.
Yes. And let's do our free t-shirt giveaway. Okay, guys. The moment y'all been waiting for.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, so we have a whole bunch of t-shirts that we give out every Wednesday. So everyone that is in the live chat right now, we're going to go through and scroll. And first we're going to give out some shout outs. Shout out to Ross Lanu. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ross, you're so hot. Thank you for
Yes.
tuning in.
Thank you for the love and the support.
Yeah.
Is he the only person on? He's so long over there.
I was like, he better fucking not be. I had a lot of people in my DM like asking me how to tune in.
Oh, okay. So, I was giving out a shout out first. Okay, shout out, and you're the winner.
Ross, you win this amazing shirt.
Yes.
And
It gets
you better
autographed.
send a selfie to Diane in her
Yes,
inbox of you wearing it to bed.
Yes.
Oh, what is
Stop
that?
Council Wars. We're going to give you a shout out to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. Next one is Stop Console Wars. It says this would definitely be a great reality show. Someone can surprise a friend with you and they have no idea you're coming. Make it even more interesting and spontaneous.
Thank you. Who else
I'm
do we have in?
waiting. I'm waiting.
And then Ross has a million comments.
Okay.
And then Stop Console Wars also said, next time I want head, I'm going to say to a woman, hey, let me play with your palate. I love that.
Actually, that's kind of romantic.
She's like, I would fuck with that.
You're welcome, guys. I just gave you a great idea.
Who else do we have logged in?
Jason Parker, well, that's
Hi, Jason
awesome.
Parker.
Hi, Jason Parker.
Lex Luthor 23.
Lex Luthor 23.
Damn, Erin rocks.
Hello. Something rocks. Hello.
Thank you.
Let's see. That's the rest of them. I really don't. Yeah, there's not many yet. That's it.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Cool.
you to everyone who logged in today. We got to eat some yummy food.
Yeah.
We got to talk about. We got her before she ends up with her own reality show. So let's say you guys saw her here first.
I appreciate you. Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me on.
Thank you so much. So my brother, let's plug in her social media. Plugged in. You guys make sure you guys go and subscribe to her YouTube. I almost said OnlyFans, but she has an OnlyFans too.
I do have everything you can find in the bio of my Instagram.
Yeah, so click there, get her YouTube, get her OnlyFans. And as you guys know, I'm working toward that 1 million subscribers. So make sure if you really, really love me, you press the subscribe button.
Subscribe. It's free. Just fucking help a girl out. Do it. Make her dreams come true. Yes.
I want you to give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And if you heard anything about this that you absolutely resonated with, or somebody who's looking for an amazing chef, feel free to share this video. Share. Turn on the little bell. Ding, ding, ding for the notifications so you'll know when we go live. We'll see you guys.